You have a vision, a complex problem that needs a massive solution. But the old way is broken. Hiring, offices, payroll. It's too slow. Enter Bittensor. Here, you don't build a company, you launch a subnet. A decentralized engine where the world's best minds and machines work for you. Forget employees. On your subnet, thousands of miners worldwide compete to solve your specific challenges. And the best part? You don't pay them out of your pocket. The protocol pays them in TAO. They provide the intelligence. The network provides the incentive. You get the results without the overhead. No borders, no payroll, just pure intelligence. Build your subnet on Bittensor.
Alrighty, welcome. This is TAO City Live, and that was a video that just dropped earlier today, and it was by BittensorBureau. And very interesting facts. It's getting a shout out right now by the one and only Louise Beatty. Got to bring her in here.
Pretty bullish.
She's feeling pretty bullish, and she was giving a shout out. Genius. Whoever is behind this, we need more. And as I'm scrolling through, we find out it's BittensorBureau. Go click on his Twitter or her Twitter, and the account is suspended. So let's get that figured out right away, because that video was dope. And if you're trying to figure out where to find more of that video by the artist, they do have a YouTube as well, which is BittensorBureau. And I had the link up earlier, and amazing video. A huge shout out to all the creators creating videos like this, hyping up the place. Big fan. Hopefully we can get your X account figured out. But yeah, there's more content like this that we're seeing, and you can follow BittensorBureau on YouTube, and it should be a very banger of a kind of channel if they continue to put out products like this. Very good stuff. Alrighty, let's get into it. I'm a bit jumbled because today is TAO Tuesday, and this is going to be one of those shows that it's going to be all over the place. I'm going to be honest ahead of time, but we are going to be premiering a show after this show. Now, this stream you're watching right now on X, the video stream, it will continue by the end of TAO City Live. We will be premiering TAO City Radio, and that should be a lot of fun, and it will happen after this stream wraps up this segment of TAO City Live, so it will not end. It will go into another stream on the same stream, which will be radio, and that should go for about an hour or 2 hours today. This is TAO Tuesday. My goal every Tuesday is to do TAO City Live, which will be a video stream, and then an hour after that ends, we'll be doing radio as well. So all in one, 3 to 4 hours marathon of content every Tuesday, all covering Bittensor and everything inside of the Bittensor ecosystem and the TAO City Radio. I'm very excited for you guys, so stick around at the end because it will premiere and you'll be able to jump in as well. We have 2 breakout rooms, 2 green rooms, if you will. We have the Discord, which is tao.city on your browser. You type that in, boom, you're in the city, in the Discord, and you can actually come up and talk on the radio through the Discord. And also, we will be hosting a Twitter Spaces. Alongside this Twitter video stream, there'll be a Twitter Spaces that you could jump into, listen to the radio, and if you'd like to come up and talk, you can request permission to talk. I'll bring you up on the radio as well. So there'll be many ways for people to come onto the show. It's going to be a slow-moving process at first, just to kind of bring awareness to the stream and the every Tuesday model, but I'm hoping you all like it. And let's get into the show. This is TAO City Live. I'm Crypto Buffalo. A little bit about myself. I'm a freelance cameraman out of Seattle. I've worked in sports for the last 20 years on and off, and it's been a ride. It's been a crazy ride. Now I've learned vMix, which is a streaming software that I'm using right now to stream out from my apartment in Seattle to you guys for TAO City Live. Now, let's talk about what's going on the show today. We are going to do a live interview with the one and only Farm Boy. He was the first interview on TAO City Live on November 11th of last year, and now he's back. We're going to check in with him for what he has got planned for the 2026 year in Bittensor. And then after that, we are going to hear from the Bitstarter crew. They did a live stream earlier this year, which was only a couple days ago, breaking down what their goals are for Bitstarter, recap of the space in Bittensor, and also kind of breaking down what happened with SN67. I know. The hack that went down, and we're going to learn about that as well and what people can do if they were affected by that. Essentially a rug more than a hack. And then we've got the premiere launching today. During the end of this stream, we will launch TAO City Radio, and we'll go for at least an hour. So if you're enjoying that, I hope you do, because it will be a premiere like no other radio on crypto. I guarantee you've never heard anything like this. I've been working on this for the last 5 years in different ways, and I feel like today is going to be the model that hopefully sticks. And every TAO Tuesday, we will be having amazing radio streams, dope music, breaking news, a whole bunch of craziness within the space to keep you guys informed. Anybody who's brand new into Bittensor, you're probably always looking for the alpha. You're trying to follow the who's who. And let's talk about where you can go to try to find the who's who. So I just found out literally minutes before this stream that my X account was no longer TAO City Live. It's now TAO City, a nice clean TAO City. And I have created on the TAO City Twitter account a list of all the people, the who's who, if you will, that are in Bittensor. And I've created this list. There's over 543 members as of right now that you could go and follow. And you can literally follow this list. It'll continue to grow every day. I try to add more people that are in the Bittensor space. And you can follow me at TAO City, and the list is free. You can follow it as well. You can join it. And usually when someone joins it, if I'll look into you, and if you're somebody special, I'd add you to the list as well. And if you're not using lists on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you want to call it, you're doing it wrong, man, because the lists, that's where you can filter out and kind of create your own list of who's who in the space. And I'm really excited to see what happens with the Twitter list. I mean, it's at 543 right now, and I have no doubt that in the next couple months, I'm going to have at least 1,000 in there of real people in the space working on projects. And also have a subnet list that I'm creating with all the subnets, and those are ever changing. We've deregistered ones that happened over the last couple of weeks, brand new ones popping up almost every day. So it's hard to keep control of this. The goal is to create a list that you can follow on X that I'll continue to grow, along with TAO City Radio with all the contacts coming in, and then TAO City Live here with amazing guests and interviews. And every time I do this show, I hope that somebody's watching this. This is recorded, so I'm going to try to keep it professional and produced and keep it moving. So if you're watching this when it's not live, I don't have to trim anything. We get right to the point here. And I want to give a huge shout out to somebody who gave me a shout out on the Bitstarter stream earlier this year. TAO City and TAO City Radio got a shout out, and a huge shout out to MacroZach for my shout out. And I'm going to play you his shout out right now.
Finally, shout out to TAO City Crypto Buffalo, who has just started an even better live stream than ours, who has a wonderful interview style and some really, really cool ideas and special effects that I think can, again, build it better, make live streaming and radio shows on Bittensor different. And again, when we can't all be machine learning experts, but we do all have something to offer, right? We do all have something to bring. And when we align in the right way, incentives are all you need.
Incentives is all you need. Thank you, MacroZach. Huge shout out to the Bitstarter crew. And it's one where you get a shout out like that. I mean, that's my first like official shout out. It means a lot, man, because I'm definitely trying something here that's kind of unproven. It's not just me creating a video, putting it on YouTube, and then just hoping AdSense and views come through, and it's like a one-sided thing. I'm really trying to create a community here of real people that believe in Bittensor. And so TAO City, as it grows, is hopefully going to be a community of real verified people that have been either doxed in the space or participating in some way, helping people learn. And whether it's a bull market or a bear market, they're the ones still sticking around in Bittensor. Long-term vision, those are the people I want to hang out with. And I know that MacroZach and everybody at the Bitstarter crew, they're in it for the long haul. So huge shout out to them, and thank you again for the shout out, man. It means a lot. So, well, one thing that happened during this stream, because my name changed, was that all my links just got adjusted. So What I want to do now is give a shout out to Crypto Punisher. If you guys don't know, Crypto Punisher is an OG in this space. You can follow him at Crypto Z Punisher, and he has something that he's created back in, I believe, early February of 2025. It's a Magellan X Mine, which is essentially links of everything Bittensor, and you can actually go to the link and you can see, well, it was working earlier. So, hang on, I've always wanted to do this. All right, we're back and loaded up finally. This is what Crypto Punisher has created. This is an amazing, I mean, it's a bit overwhelming at first. There is so much information here of all the subnets, all the tools, all the educators, all the exchanges. And this is Magellan X Mine that he has created, and he continues to add on. It is available. You can follow him at CryptoZPunisher. All of these are clickable links in here that will take you to different websites. And it's a giant mind map that is probably going to blow up my computer right now as I'm trying to stream out and show you guys this, but I highly recommend. And again, if you don't follow Crypto Z Punisher, you definitely need to. He's one of the OGs in the space, and he is constantly putting out alpha and great knowledge about Bittensor. Somebody else that's putting out great knowledge about Bittensor is the one and only Dread Bongo. Now, he just recently posted about Old Samster, which is Sammy Kassab, who is one of the managing partners of Unsupervised Capital. Now, they just released a December 2025 report that is 50 pages long. I highly recommend you look into this report. It is a free PDF download that you can go to Unsupervised Cap, or you can follow old_Samster, and you can get the Bittensor report for free. I mean, this is free alpha right here. They put all this together at the end of the year to recap where things are pre-halvening and post-halvening. And this is one of those kind of assets that I highly recommend you look into. It is one that I will be reviewing and really kind of trying to leverage in the first quarter of 2026. Now, here's also another tool that I just came across at the end of the year. Subnet AI is another website that I really like their style. Maybe not with the, you don't have a dark mode yet. That kind of drives me nuts, but this is an exchange. This is a listing of all the subnets, and this is Subnet.ai. And one thing that they do differently than any other exchange like TAO Stats or Backdrop is when you click on a subnet, let's use 64 shoots, for example, and we're going to go down in here and we're going to look in it, and it's going to give us a lot of information about the subnet. It's going to give us a breakdown of the tokens. You can actually swap right here. But what I love the most about Subnet.ai is each subnet, they list the team. They list the who's who, and you can actually go to their LinkedIns or their X's and their different socials. You can learn about who is on the team, and I think that is one of the most important things to do, is to really kind of showcase in transparent mode who is on this team and what they are all about. So very excited. Subnet.ai is brand new. They're still working. This is in beta mode, but I definitely suggest you guys that you have a dark mode that I can switch on because my eyes are blinded. And yeah, we'll get off of that. But yeah, so there's a lot of tools I'll try to showcase every week here on TAO City Live about, just alpha tools that you can use, free access to stuff. And my goal with TAO City is to eventually create a citizen kind of membership that's free. This won't be a paid group, but if you're a verified citizen in TAO City, you'll become on a list, which then if I start doing collaborations with subnets and there's some kind of airdrops or early access or giveaways, citizens of TAO City would be rewarded in that way. That is still a model that I'm working on, but it should be excited to see where that goes. So when we come back, we are going to talk to the one and only Farm Boy Heart and Harvest here on TAO City Live. Alrighty, we're back here on TAO City Live. Now we're going to be bringing up a very special friend of mine, somebody that was the very first interview here on TAO City Live, and you can follow them at H&H Homestead Heart and Harvest, and they are officially now a producer on TAO City. They're gonna have to change their profile now because it's no longer at TAO City Live. It is now at TAO City. We're gonna be bringing up the one and only Farm Boy here on TAO City Live. My man, how are you doing, brother?
I'm living the dream, dude. Just enjoying the tunes, having a good time. Look forward to these Tuesdays every week, man. Definitely missed it for a couple weeks there when we took a break for the holidays.
That was rough for me. I was going to do shows. I even had a whole thing I built out for the Christmas model. I had all these fun things, and then I was like, there's just not enough. I feel like I would just be doing a Christmas show. And so I was like, let me take 1 week off. And then the next week I was like, okay, I should get back to it. Let me try to find someone to interview. And nobody was available, and I had to take 2 weeks off and went stir crazy, man. So now that I'm back at it, I'm all over the place, as you can tell. I mean, we've been building for the last 4 or 5 days for Tau City Radio, and it's just getting crazy. But it is good to be back, man. It is good to be live. We're here together. It's 2026. This is the first Tau Tuesday of 2026. I would love to hear from you, man. The last time we spoke was November 11th, the pre-halvening. There was no halvening yet. I believe Bittensor was in the 300 range, 300 to 400 range. Where are you mindset right now with Bittensor, and what's your goals for 2026?
Well, I've got a whole host of personal goals and goals inside of Bittensor, but as far as where my mindset's at right now, I still think geopolitics and I still think where the markets are at right now are leaning very favorable toward digital assets. And I think we're either soon going to enter the shortest Bitcoin bear market of all time, or we're about to see some kind of extended bull run. That's going to favor Bitcoin and alts just as much once that rotation happens. So I'm still very bullish on Bittensor. And as far as some personal goals for me, without being overly vulnerable, like I want to say that I could work on a lot of stuff as an individual. Like, I want to lose some weight. I want to get some more sleep. I want to wake up earlier. But the way that ties into my role in Bittensor is I want to get off the sidelines. I feel like I've been too much of a spectator. I feel like I've been enjoying all the content, and thankfully to people like you aggregating all this content, putting all these tools in one useful place, and helping me with my education within the TAO ecosystem has made it really easy for me. But I've definitely had a sense of imposter syndrome, if I'm being really honest. Like, I don't know how many people in this ecosystem can name every subnet and their team and what they do. I certainly can't. I'm sure there are some that can. I don't think everyone needs to necessarily be able to do that, but I need to learn more. I need to work a little bit harder, and I need to develop a workflow that's going to be consistent and beneficial for me as someone who's spinning all these plates with a full-time job off farm, family, the farm, etc. So I want to dive in deeper. I want to learn more. And I want to start utilizing a lot of these tools that people in the space have already put out there for us. And big shout out to you, Buffalo, because a couple of your early guests, Tau Templar and Rado from Trendsetter Capital, those guys have put out some really good tools. Tau Flute and Rado with his group, his alpha group that he has, he's developing a lot of really cool tools right now. I just watched him on a YouTube showcase with Gordon Frayne. And some of the stuff those guys are working on are awesome, and they're right in alignment with tools that I could be using. So I think I'll be soon subscribing to those guys for that alpha group and for those tools. But ultimately, I just want to work a little harder. I want to learn a little bit more, and I want to help you fully develop this dream, because I think this is something really special that you're doing with Tau City, and it's definitely become my favorite internet show. So I'm excited to see how many people, how many builders, how many believers you could aggregate on this space, and see what happens when the power community comes together.
You really know how to make a buffalo blush, bro, and giving me a shout out live on my show, man. Thanks,
full glaze, man.
full glaze indeed. I've realized that I'm pretty good at glazing, man, when I really get enough pieces of information. And we've got Louise Beatty,
pretty bullish.
She's feeling pretty bullish for 2026 as well. I feel like I've glazed over her a lot, man. Given and everyone should. If you don't know who Louise Beatty is, follow her. She has a People of Tau series, which is also interviewing the people in this space. And it is one, man, I can't thank you enough, being the first citizen in Tau City, being the first guest on Tau City Live, first reoccurring guest too. And also, we're going to have you come on here in a little bit to premiere Tau City Radio, and we won't go too deep into that right now. But you guys, if you're watching this stream, whether it's live or you're watching the record, we're gonna go into a radio mode and launch a brand new show during this show. Like, it's going to be a very exciting experience with a lot of music, and we're going to have you jump into the Twitter Spaces green room and talk, and then we're going to have you go over to the Discord and talk. So you're going to be the first person, and probably the only person ever to do this, who comes on through vMix on the live video show, then talks to me in the radio show through X Spaces, and then talks to me in the Discord. So we can have 3 separate interviews today, man. I'm going to have to find some more questions to ask you as we continue. But are you ready for this? This is a field trip for you.
I'm ready, dude. It's a full Tau City hat trick, and I'm honored to hold that title. And I think I'll hold that forever as the first in the Twitter Spaces, in the Discord stage, and on the live stream. So it's a big honor, dude. I'm happy to be on this journey with you. And thank you again for giving me the opportunity to help you produce the show as well. I'm looking forward to help build this thing out into something beautiful. Let's reach its full potential, you know?
Yeah, I'm very excited to have you come on as a producer, because as I do these live shows, especially when they go into the 2, 3, 4 hour range, I don't know who's available. I don't know who's ready to come up that might have some tech issues, or just let me know they're available to come up. And especially these kind of scheduled people that it would be perfect to talk to somebody, you know, each week when there's something big happening and we reach out to them. And so there's a lot of just little DMs that means so much, especially when I'm live. To have a producer like you when we're live is going to be a lot of fun, man. And if anybody doesn't know, my man Heart and Harvest, big time Bittensor believer. We met in the jungles of Costa Rica, and we have such a great story, man, now that we're both building a city together. And so definitely reach out to him, or if he reaches out to you, know that he's representing Tau City. And yeah, man, the radio itself, again, we'll bring it up, is going to be launching. Tau City Radio will be launching later on in this stream. And there are 2 ways that you can come on and talk to us on the show. You go to your browser, type in tau.city. That will be inside the Discord. You can join that stage if you have your Discord set up with your mic. And if you don't, and you're just sitting on the toilet on your phone on Twitter, you can go to @TauCity. That's right. Nice little sexy username now, @TauCity. And you can go into our spaces, and you can talk to us there by requesting and raising your hand, and I'll bring you up. We'll have an interview on the radio. Everything is recorded. You say something spicy, we'll chop it up into a video. You know, the goal is just to have a platform for not just the subnet creators, not just the VCs and all the rich OGs from Bittensor that, you know, kind of have, not, I wouldn't say stranglehold, but they definitely are at the top tier of creators and influencers. But the genuine, just anybody in this space that wants to give me their 2 cents on how they're feeling about Bittensor, even if you're feeling the FUD, just come on up. Let's talk it out together on the radio. It should be a lot of fun. And tell me how you are managing your portfolio in the sense of Bittensor. Are you thinking, I'm going to hold some alpha, or are you going to stay all in root? Like, what is your play moving into 2026 as more subnets come around, as Tau starts to run? What kind of guidelines and tips do you have for anyone else, and insight into how you're managing your portfolio?
Well, to be honest, right now, I don't have a huge war chest, so I don't have a lot of capital to deploy. But I think if I did have a lot of capital to deploy right now, I would just be following some of the who's who, and I'd be, for better or worse, maybe copy trading, where I'm seeing a lot of the big wallets going, if I wanted to have a more aggressive stance. But that's not the case for me right now. So the case for me right now is that I've got a lot of money, and I'm on a long time horizon with ridges. I say a lot of money. I have a lot of alpha. It's not a lot of money, but I'm locked in with the ridges. I want to see what they do. I want to see when the product launch happens, and at that point in time, I'll reevaluate depending on where price is. But to be perfectly honest, my entire thesis with all of crypto, and not just Tau, is long time horizon. I think if you believe in this project as having the potential, the asymmetrical return potential of something like Bitcoin in its early days, then you could drive yourself crazy. You could make some really great returns, and there's probably a ton of people making a lot of really good money. I don't have the time for that. That's not my personality. So I would rather grab something, hold it on a long time horizon, and reap the rewards for that in the future. But I'm not looking for the short term right now. I'm looking very long term. And that long time horizon for me also just helps me with the type of person that I am individually. I don't like the stress of trading. I wouldn't be able to compete with a lot of these traders, some of these people that are using bots and leveraging artificial intelligence. So it's just not for me right now. As I grow in my knowledge, and as I get more well-rounded in this space as far as my education is concerned, then that's subject to change. I might start acting more aggressively. But right now, it's all about the long time horizon and actually believing in the projects that we're invested in.
Well said, man. Yeah, it's belief is a big thing. If you're just dabbling in Bittensor, because it's either once it hits all time high. I have so many camera friends reach out. Oh man, I should buy some of that TAO. I'm like, if you're buying it, buy it because you believe in it, man. Because you're gonna be bugging me every week. Hey, what's up with that price? It's like I can't stand people that invest in something they don't believe in, and then they panic and they blame someone else. There's no responsibility, in your investment. We all should take responsibility for either getting rugged or crushing it. And I think that a long-term vision on something you believe in it's no brainer. You throw that in with a DCA plan and you're set. You're just set, man. So I love your mentality, bro. You've got the vibe. You're zenning it out, man. I can feel it. You're going to have a great 2026. I can't wait to see what you do in the city. As you become more aggressive and make moves and do more research, have you come up here, do some segments where you break down what you've learned or who you've talked to when we're not live, and then have some segments where we could have Farm Boy coming in and showing people how to farm some TAO here on TAO City and TAO City Radio, man. It should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, dude. I'll come on anytime. I'm happy to be here. And I just want to say that this ecosystem, it needs more lives. It needs the radio. So I'm happy you're finally launching it. I can't wait to see what you have in store for us. I know the tunes are going to be good. I know the visuals are locked in. So I'm really excited, man. We've got a lot of really good content creators, and we've got a lot of really great people in this ecosystem that have been here for a really long time, but a lot of it's long form YouTube videos. A lot of it almost feels like you're in an academic setting where someone's teaching you something, and I get a lot of great value for that. But as someone who relates more to like the everyman, I feel like this type of program is going to help us reach a wider breadth of people with the mission for TAO, and ultimately benefit everyone in the ecosystem, because the more people we reach, the more people that believe in this project, the more people that invest, the more money we make, and the more we secure our future in the long run. So thank you for doing what you do, man. I'm super stoked about the radio and all the lives coming forward. Keep up the good work, dude.
Yeah, this has been interview 1 of 3. We'll be talking to you again here shortly, my man. Appreciate it, brother. You've come on TAO City Live now twice. The plaque is in the mail. I really appreciate you, buddy. And I'll let you go, and I'm going to be talking to you soon on TAO City Radio, my man.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, take care. You guys, that again was Heart and Harvest. He goes by Farm Boy in the Discord. He is the official first producer of TAO City Live and TAO City Radio. And you can follow him at Heart and Harvest on X. And he is definitely a Bittensor believer, as you can tell. And so we will be talking to him here in a little bit on the radio. That's right. One more time, I'll plug it. We're going to be doing TAO City Radio here in about 20 minutes. I'm going to be going live, premiering it. You don't have to do a thing right now. If you're watching the show in the video stream, sit back and relax, because it's going to go into radio mode here in a little bit. But if you'd like to come on at any point during the show, you can go to your browser and type in tao.city, and it'll bring you into the Discord so you can come up and talk. All you got to do is request to speak. And then on TAO City on X, you can go into the spaces, which I'll be starting up right as the show goes live. There'll be 2 green rooms for anybody to jump into. And if you listen here on the video stream, it is the highest quality for audio and visual. So just sit back and relax and enjoy. If you don't want to speak at all, it is all good in the hood, and as it should. So we're going to be taking a quick break here on TAO City Live. When we come back, we are going to hear about the Bitstarter crew and their announcement from 2026, along with the hack and what people can do if they were affected by the hack. Stay tuned. You are watching TAO City Live. Alrighty, so some of you may know, if you're in the Bittensor space, that there was a rug that happened pretty much right at the beginning of the year. SN67 has essentially been deregistered too, and it rugged, I believe it was all the way up, and I think it was around $3 million that was exited from the liquidity pool. The people in the space were sharing, their losses, and it was one where it really brought out, honestly, for me, it was a little eye-opening. There's a lot of toxicity for people that like to kick people while they're down, but there are some few special people out there that when something bad happens, they stand up and say, what can I do to help this space? And one of them is Alchemist. He is also a part of the Bitstarter crew now, and he was just on the Bitstarter launch stream for 2026, and this is what he had to say and what he's doing about the hack of SN67.
I started seeing people post on X saying that they were really distressed and this has actually affected a lot of people's lives. And that was really upsetting, especially because Bittensor is such a community first, people first space. And I value that, obviously, being part of SubnetSummer. And I believe that we can do anything as an ecosystem, and that's why I created a group. I believe we can band together, we can try find solutions, we can, even if we can't figure everything out, at least we show support. I found it very upsetting, and I think from my end, and I think from a lot of people's ends, we should be listening to the people that are showing concerns, the people that are raising concerns about subnets, and we shouldn't be pushing them away just because we want our bags to continue to grow. I think it's actually about tuning in and questioning everything.
So there was around $3 million pulled out, and a lot of people were affected by this. And so Alchemist, who's the creator of SubnetSummer, which is an amazing Telegram, he's put together a group. So if you've been affected by him, definitely reach out. You haven't been affected by, well, I've been affected by Alchemist. He's amazing. He's inspiring me. But if you've been affected by the rug, you can follow him at SubnetSummerT, and he has a group that he will include you in, and they will have a whole bunch of opportunities to figure out and learn together, possibly get your funds back. I don't know myself what's going down in there, but there is a support group that he has started. And when Alchemist starts a group, you should look into it, because this man also started SubnetSummer, which is a Telegram group that has 2,100 members in it. I joined in the summer for SubnetSummer. So in June I joined, and he started it in February of last year. And it is definitely one of the biggest, best alpha groups out there. So if you haven't joined SubnetSummer, you should definitely do that. Now, Alchemist just announced as well that he is partnering and teaming up with the Bitstarter group. So if you don't know what Bitstarter is, it is a incubation launch pad for subnets to come through Bittensor, and you can get early access into these alpha tokens at a very discounted price. And so Alchemist has been jumping up and teaming up with the Bitstarter group, which just had a very successful second raise for Quasar. Quasar is a subnet that is just launched on Bittensor, and they did a 2-week raise. They were trying to get 400 TAO, and they reached their goal. 66 members pledged. Huge shout out to that team and to Alchemist for starting that group for the relief and a support group for that rug. So if you're affected by that, reach out to Alchemist and also join SubnetSummer. All right, we're going to take our last break here on Tau City Live, and then we're going to play a couple of videos and segments that should be exciting. And then we are going in to the one and only Tau City Radio premiere. I've been working on this for months. I hope you guys enjoy it, but we'll be right back here on Tau City Live. Alrighty, we're back here for the last segment of Tau City Live before we start Tau City Radio, which is going to be a very exciting time. We got one more amazing video by BittensorBureau from their YouTube page. Let's roll that and get hyped up for Bittensor.
What if you could be part of a technology that will change the world? Welcome to Bittensor, the decentralized network where artificial intelligence models come together to share knowledge and grow. Powered by blockchain, Bittensor allows AI to collaborate, learn, and create in a truly open environment. It's a new world where AI isn't owned by anyone, but shared by everyone. This is your chance to be at the forefront of something revolutionary. Join the future of AI. Join Bittensor.
Let's go. I love seeing stuff like this. That's great. Great edits. I can't wait to see more content from BittensorBureau, and hopefully they get their X account back up, because those two videos that we played today on the stream are bangers. They're just great. It's good stuff. All right, speaking of good stuff, there has been some really cool hackathons happening. HackQuest just went down in India with OpenTensor and Nick from Affine Subnet, where they had a bunch of people spending time breaking down and learning Bittensor, which I think more workshops, more hackathons in this space is definitely what you want to see. And HackQuest is a company that does Web3 development, and they did an event with OpenTensor, and I love seeing this stuff all over the world as people are learning more about Bittensor and getting TAO pilled daily, honestly. And so let's throw those T's up, man. And a huge shout out to Nick from Affine Subnet for helping make that a possibility. Now, let's also look into the one and only Siam Kid from the DSV Fund. He had put out a video last month that is just not getting the attention it deserves. It is a 28-minute documentary that features so many different subnets. Now, if you haven't watched this video, it's on YouTube. You can follow him at Siam Kid on X, and he's posted it on YouTube as well. It is a video that is tons of interviews with people from the subnet owners, people I have not seen in the space. You got Video, there's Gareth Howell. You have a lot of people going up on stage and talking to the exhibit owner or event people that are there. And then you also have them sitting down and doing one-on-ones with Mark and Siam of DSV. And I highly recommend, if you haven't watched it, it is a 28-minute video. It is one of the mini documentaries that have been coming out on Bittensor, and it's amazing. And I just love seeing more of this quality content come out, and hope that TAO City can put together some videos like this as well, because it's going to be a very exciting 2026 where there will be more interviews than I can handle, and hopefully I can compile those together in a way. Let's be honest, time is valuable. Maybe half of you gave me 5 seconds of your time on this video and they're like, I can't watch this stream. This dude rambles. But it is one where I just want to get to the point and hopefully share as much as I can on each stream. This TAO City Live was all over the place. I do apologize. It has been a crazy morning because we do have a show that's about to start. And yes, I did find out right before the show that my handle is no longer TAO City Live. It is now TAO City. And the website URL is tao.city, and that is the best way for you to jump on and talk to me while we're about to launch the TAO City Radio Discord. We will put that up in the Discord. So essentially what's going to happen in the coming moments, I'm going to fire up TAO City Radio, and then there are 2 chances for you to come up and talk. Whether you're in the Discord or you're on X, you will be listening to the same show, but you have a chance to raise your hand and jump up and talk to me about anything you want in the space. We already have somebody standing by in the Discord right now in TAO City, and we're going to be firing up the spaces so that you'll have a chance to come in here and talk and listen to music. We're going to be going for the next hour or 2 in TAO City Radio. Really, really exciting times. So stick with us here. I'm going to take a quick break and then fire up TAO City Radio. This has been TAO City Live, and I will see you guys on TAO City Radio.